It's your buddy Peace and Harmony here with you here today. I want to stay on the topic of the narcissist or psychopath in the workplace, specifically as it relates to sexualization, or I would say sexual harassment in the workplace by a narcissist or a psychopath. And this can be a superior, it can be a colleague that's lateral to you. It can be someone who's underneath you. It can be someone even, who is there as an independent contractor or visiting the premises and is making what we're going to call sexual advances on you, or sexual innuendos and sexual plotting and planning, really with the end source in mind of not only trying to really conquer you, but really more as a power play position, and really as a way to kind of get you off of your game, off of your own track, so that you can then be laid waste or demolished, so that this person, this narcissist or this psychopath, can either absorb and take what you have, if it's your position, if it's your accounts, if it's your information, if it's your ideas, if it's your project. They will just look at a way to shimmy their way in. And unfortunately, a lot of business, we see this activity. It's pretty normal, and I think it's even quite applauded in some countries. For example, I believe in China, it is very much, you're considered to be a great business person the more you can screw somebody over. I mean, it's just how their culture is. I am an American. I live in the United States of America, and business is what it is. We're a democracy. We have a capitalist society, basically, where we're producing good services. We have certain natural and nationwide resources, but business is business. It's supply and demand, and often a profit means as you're providing a goods or service, you have to be able to keep your business in motion and flowing and growing and innovating and things of that nature. So in business in general, you're going to see a lot of that. Bending of the rules, bending of the truth, to certain degrees, more so than in others. But however, what I want to focus on right here in this video is the sexual harassment aspect of a narcissist or psychopath, and how they kind of make inroads into the people who they want to quote-unquote target and quote-unquote take over, because they do target, they do prey on these people, they do seek a victim. So it's very strange. It's just business as usual for them. Myself, as not a narcissist or psychopath, but as someone who has studied psychology and education and English, I have, my own foundation is based in ethics and integrity. So that's where I'm coming from. I feel that is the most successful, way to approach things. Does that mean I'm always going to win out the deal because of some con man? No, it does not. But I always believe that honesty is the best policy, and I feel that there's a certain, good deed that keeps the world going around sort of mentality to myself. In other words, I believe there's more to life than just money. I mean, we do need money. We do need to live comfortably. So I have no problem with that. But what I'm, really looking at here is the sexual abuse, and then the whole mindset of that conquest when we see it in the workplace. Because the narcissist and the psychopath in the workplace, oftentimes they're going to take that route as a way for them to knock down their opponent. So the unbeknownst person, or the naive or newbie to the scene, or someone who's not well versed or aware that narcissists or psychopaths can come in and just kind of like swoop in, will often be an easy target for them, because they do not know what this person is capable of. They don't understand this person's motivations. So there's a number of people, and I'm going to just keep it to the, male, female, the male being the narcissist, but we can flip it for either gender, etc. But the narcissist will generally come in and seek and kind of calculate that, in the beginning. And whether they say men think about sex a lot more than women, well, that's what every guy will tell you. I'm not going to just, use that as the foundation here. I'm speaking specifically on the narcissist, the personality disordered individual who is in the workplace and is kind of eyeing people as a target, those who are vulnerable, those who he is wanting something from. So what I want to discuss here is that there's like an agenda, there's a hidden agenda. It's not just developing a romance for like, wow, I think you're a neat and interesting person. Let me get to know you and let me find out what you're about and what you do at this company and support you in your work and collaborate equally, and share ideas and share solutions. It's really not like that. The narcissist may pretend to be this way, show the mask of a good colleague in the beginning. In other words, kind of laid back, acting funny, acting silly, acting goofy, getting you on his side, and will then start to, become supportive and kind of try to mesh in and fit in the situation. Yet, you'll find that pretty soon you're either going to hear a sob story, which means you're going to just try to get some sort of emotion arise from you where you kind of feel sorry for this person when you hear about their story. Maybe he just went through a divorce. Maybe he broke his arm. Maybe he needs a surgery. Maybe his car just got totaled. I mean, there's going to be some story that's going to get you in emotionally. It's going to drop your guard down. So you're now just left open and listening and receptive to this person. And you start to have your heart connected with them. You start to offer condolences, support, compassion, empathy. Remember, these are all things that this individual, the corporate narcissist, psychopath, corporate psychopath, does not possess these qualities. So they're merely mirroring these qualities to you so that they can get you to break down your guard and then begin to let them in and befriend them. And now what you'll find is that this process usually happens in like a very quick amount of time. Like it's pretty rapid. And you might see some other, I would say, calculating techniques on the side of the narcissist or psychopath where, they might not come out and inadvertently say, oh, you're so good looking, or I love your outfit today, or, wow, you seem like you're doing a great job, you're having fun in this company, or you've done a lot of great things here, I really admire your contribution. They won't have that heart-to-heart connection with you, back and forth. You'll find some other sly dog sort of behaviors, comments, and mannerisms. And let me say one thing here. There is such a thing as an executive presence. A very elegant man, a very elegant woman, someone who has a real executive presence. And there's a book called Executive Presence. And I can't remember the author right now. I think her first name is Sylvia. But she talks about the executive presence of an organization. So someone who is polished and professional, well-spoken, articulate, a good doer, I'm not talking about that type of presence. I'm talking about something a little bit different. So it's a whole different type of person that is in there. So let's continue. So the way that the narcissist or psychopath, they're not going to just come out and maybe acknowledge you for your good work in a professional sense. That professional validation is not going to be at the core of everything. It might be a little bit, just a smidge, just to get you feeling like, I can connect with this person on a professional level. They are going to slot out other sorts of antics, behaviors, comments. They're going to use maybe someone else in the office to come over and say, hey, well, you know, so-and-so over here, the new guy, he really was wondering if you're seeing anybody. Like, he didn't want to come out and ask you because he's really, really shy. And he was maybe interested in you. Are you dating anyone? So he's already employed somebody to go and do his dirty work. Okay? Or, you know, it's other little things like, memos that are inadvertently left on your desk, or papers that belong to him. I mean, it's so old school, it's so lame. I mean, you can see it, you know, they learn a lot of this in the movies, you know. They drop their keys by your desk, and then they have to bend under your desk in order to pick them up and say, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I mean, it gets old school. It gets really, really silly. It gets really, really blatant. And you can't fall for these sorts of pranks. I mean, learn to identify it and not fall a victim, because you're not going to win in the game. And ultimately, it could cost you your job, and it becomes sexual harassment. Other things like leaving, you know, their lunch just like right by your desk, or, you know, other funny things. Their fly is unzipped. You know, they've got some sort of goo on their pants. You know, it's just stuff that they are going to do almost like a clown, that is going to get you like looking at them, and next thing you know, you're going to be laughing your head off, because that's their ploy. I mean, it's fun to laugh, but you're going to be laughing your head off. You're going to be trying to help them out. Next thing you know, you've got a washcloth and you're trying to wash their pants for them. You're trying to mother them. You're trying to take care of them. And they are just like laughing inside like, she fell for me. So be careful of these sorts of narcissists and psychopaths in the workplace. They might seem originally fun and kind of like the clown of the office, but sometimes there's a lot more at danger, and there's a lot more at risk than what meets the eye. So I hope this video helps and provides you some insight. Please share and subscribe for more great tools, videos, and discussions.